There is no magic wand insofar as the leadership of excellence is concerned. Indeed, in this modern era, what used to be role model behavior and effective leadership is now nothing more than the license to practice. Leadership in the 21st century has to be qualified at the top level in 6 critical aspects that will represent the fundamentals for leading any organization at any stage of its development and for a sustainable vision. These 6 qualifiers are the launchpad and the solid foundation upon which leaders can excel. They can steer their organizations to bigger heights, and they can accelerate the pace of excellence towards the achievement of a leading competitive position. And they can also explore the future possibilities. At the baseline, it is important for leaders to create the vision. This task has its conditions as well. It means that a vision has to be ambitious enough, and more importantly, the vision has to enthuse, ignite, inspire, and motivate all employees for buying into it, and also for giving their individual pledges to working hard, working smart, and supporting the realization of this vision. The second condition is that vision is worthless unless it is translated into meaningful strategies and ambitious objectives, and through tracking performance with major leaps that can enable an organization create the necessary momentum and achieve at a similar level to world-class organizations. The direction is the heavy involvement of leadership in mobilizing, motivating, enabling, facilitating, communicating, encouraging, recognizing, and guiding the organization towards its success. The third qualifying element is for leaders to act as role models, to demonstrate personal qualities that people can trust and buy into and follow. And the fourth key aspect is for leaders to work with others within the organization and outside, is to value relationships, leverage, engage, mix, synergize, and create the richness that will benefit the organization with its quest for growth, development, and excellence advancement. The fifth key aspect is that an organization has to excel at what it must excel at. It must have a value proposition. It must reflect its purpose. It must be able to honor its pledges, and it must deliver something that will satisfy its customers and stakeholders, and at best provide them with value that is differentiated from different aspects, and one that will give them memorable, unique experiences so that they become the best force of advocacy and loyalty. The sixth element of this solid foundation or launchpad is that leaders are individuals who deliver results. The effectiveness of leadership is in outcomes, not necessarily in just inspiring, engaging, and putting the fundamentals in place. It is the full cycle of leadership involvement that is important, and the pinnacle of their success is the ability to deliver the pledges and to achieve performance standards that reflect the ambitious vision and the strategic objectives that were put in place at the beginning of the journey. Once the launch pad is in place, leadership needs to be at the helm. There are perhaps several questions that will demonstrate whether the effectiveness of leadership can guide the organization to the highest levels of performance and competitiveness, and whether the path depicted and followed by organizations will ensure sustainability and the continuity of an ambitious purpose. The questions need to be answered, and the first one perhaps is, what is the value proposition of the organization? What are its core activities? And what defines its purpose? The second thing is whether the organization has what it takes to become excellent, and that is whether it possesses distinctive capabilities, particularly in the core activities. A purposeful organization is one that has clarity of that purpose and knows where it needs to go, but also it is how far it can go. And if the vision put in place by the leadership team is ambitious enough, then the question is, what needs to be done in order to accomplish the dream and make it realizable? And where are the dials and the cockpit perspectives that will guide and steer the organization safely, but more importantly, to achieve its dream and the destination of success? Leaders are also made accountable for the momentum they create, and the momentum is the fuel mechanism that will ensure that the organization can continue its path of building excellence, maturity, and achieving at the top level. So the ambitious journey of excellence needs to be supported throughout. In many cases, it takes many years for organizations to become excellent, and the average might be a minimum of 8 to 10 years. But also, leaders are individuals who are smart enough and astute enough to leverage and engage partners of different kinds and at different levels in order to transfer knowledge, in order to accelerate the impetus of excellence, and also in order to leverage innovation and know-how that may be deficient within the organization. But on the soft side, the leadership of excellence is also about being a role model, and they need to be able to answer the question, how can we be a good example to others? And within the organization and vis-a-vis the stakeholders, it is important for leaders to demonstrate their total commitment. And in terms of accountability and transparency, leaders must demonstrate that the excellence maturity that has been achieved is at the sufficient level for looking at the future in a positive way and accepting that the pace at which the organization is improving, optimizing, and transforming will enable it to achieve its ambitious program. And the last question that needs to be asked is whether the organization, with its ambitious dream, with its level of commitment, with its solid platform that it has created, can measure itself against the toughest standards in the world, and can at each stage of its development answer the question, how far are we from the leading position? This is an important aspect of gauging, of reflecting, of analyzing in order to boost, accelerate, reconsider, and tactically make the right arrangements so that the momentum is not disrupted, but also so that the ultimate destination of becoming leading at the competitive level can be made realizable. Let's now listen to leaders who have created a solid foundation of excellence in their organizations and have been able to answer some or all of the questions that are critically important for steering and leading within the journey of excellence that can deliver an ambitious program and a dream that will enable an organization to thrive and become excellent on a sustainable basis.
Well, back in 1994, crisis management was our way of doing business.
We were financially sound and all of the rest, but we just said, we've got to get better.
We were very concerned about our cost.
What if the answer to the healthcare crisis isn't in Washington, D.C.? What if it's in Fort Collins and Loveland and Topeka or Tuscaloosa or somewhere else? What if it's a local solution?
How do you transform your organization from good to excellent?
We gravitated towards the Baldrige process because we were looking for a quality management program that was holistic in its approach and customer focused. We also felt that by joining our state award program initially, we would learn how to walk before we would run.
How do you know your organization is doing the right things, the things that will achieve and sustain success?
Oh, you would never hear somebody saying, "Oh man, my product is lousy." With the Pinion and the Baldrige criteria, it gives us a chance to really ask ourselves, do we really have a quality business?
When we were able to go to these investors with a solid document that outlines A to Z our company, that gives us credibility, they invest in the business team.
In order to build an effective organization, you must assemble the pieces correctly. That can seem overwhelming if you don't know how to do it. Without the right directions and guidance, your organization won't be able to meet its true potential.
The Governor Sterling Award allows us to have the benefit of the processes. The greatest value of this process is that it validates the talent of our staff and will make us a better organization. The Sterling Award criteria provided us with a roadmap that will give our resort additional direction for continual improvement and define the actions that should take place to reach our goal of business excellence.
With the right guidance and direction, your puzzle can be completed to help your organization be a leader in innovation, achieve customer satisfaction, have an engaged workforce, and attain sustainable results.
And when we improve, more children are successful. See, that's the beauty. With business, it might be bottom line, but with us, it's the bottom line of children being successful.
People say, why Baldrige? My answer is very simple. AAA bond rating on Wall Street from all three rating agencies. Bringing capital projects in on time and within budget. A 96% business satisfaction rating. A 94% resident satisfaction rating.
The right pieces, when placed together correctly, can lead your organization to more consistent results, lasting success, and a positive continuous improvement culture that becomes systemic in nature. It seems like such a daunting task. So, how do you get started?
A key milestone for us was, well, our very first OAE application, Ohio Award for Excellence application. We get the feedback report back. We didn't win. Oh, there was a lot of denial of what, well, they didn't know us. We didn't tell them very well. And the more we looked at their answers and looked at the criteria, we realized we weren't there. We had a much higher opinion of ourselves than we should have. At that point, that was a reversal of our trends. We started focusing on these things. We were recognized with the Governor's Award.
We progressed into the Army criteria of the Baldrige. We next stepped up to the defense criteria for the Baldrige, then the state criteria for the Baldrige. And the advantage of applying for these awards is not to win them or not to receive them. It's to get the feedback from these experts from the outside that look at your organization in great detail and tell you what you do well and what you don't do so well.
The first step in your journey to excellence is not difficult. You just need to contact your state or local Baldrige-based award program.
One of the great benefits of starting with your state and local program is that you get the networking and the feedback at a very local level, and you get to meet leaders of other organizations who are on a similar journey to the one you're on. Sharing information with them is a tremendous benefit.
Frankly, the whole process is sort of the best free consulting that an organization can have. Consulting from people who are not looking to make money from you, not looking to tell you what you want to hear, but really, truly a consultant that is there just to give you information on how to get better.
The Baldrige criteria for performance excellence is a nationally recognized process that asks you all the right questions. The criteria are like a coach. They guide you through the various pieces of the puzzle of how to run an effective and successful organization.
It's sort of like a CAT scan for your business. Quality New Mexico is the same way you have to look at it. It's a CAT scan of the health of your company. It's actually following through the process and then knowing. Because once you know your stance and your health of your organization, then you can find areas to improve. I challenge you to take that CAT scan and see where you stand and see the health of your company, because the cost of not knowing will show up, and that could be fatal.
Your state or local program uses trained, unbiased examiners who will identify the strengths and areas for improvement that will move your organization to the next level.
The examiner gets as much out of the process as they give to the process. When you're working with people who are striving for this level of performance, it is just such an honor to be part of this process. You learn so much from them, you're able to share your knowledge and expertise with them, and you can feel the energy, the excitement.
The Baldrige criteria are not just for business. Many healthcare, education, government, and nonprofit organizations have improved their operations by using the criteria.
More government organizations need to get involved with their state quality programs and with Baldrige. If you're interested in meeting the needs of your customers in the most cost-effective way, if you want to do it better, cheaper, and faster, and live within your means, there's no better way to do that than to work with your state quality program and the Baldrige criteria.
It's not as easy as 1, 2, 3. Everyone's puzzle is a little different, and finding the right help can be difficult. Your state or local award program provides the individual assistance to help place the right pieces of the puzzle together to fit your organization's unique needs. These pieces of the puzzle are instrumental in guiding you to develop an organization that truly has a solid base for success.
We've done district accreditation with Southern Association. You know, those are nice feedback reports, but these feedback reports, they are powerful because you get it from a cross-functional team from healthcare, business, and nonprofits and other educators. So the feedback reports is the reason you get into Baldrige. If you get into Baldrige because of the award, it'll be a short journey. But if you get into it for the right reasons, the feedback and continuous improvement, then it's well worth the journey.
Through the Baldrige process, we've learned that we need to learn. That's one of the best parts about Baldrige is right out of the gate you learn we don't know everything. We've got to go to people who do and learn what we can learn. And today, we've got lessons learned that are saving people's lives because we participated in the Baldrige process.
And the results you achieve are not a one-time accomplishment. You can expect these results to continue because you will have positioned the right pieces of the puzzle together.
It may not be the only way to be successful as an organization, and there's lots of examples out there, but for us, it has worked out very well.
Knowing which pieces of the puzzle fit together and how to position them are the focus of the Baldrige criteria and your state or local award program. Whether you are a nonprofit serving the community, a government entity trying to improve service, an educational institution helping students excel, a healthcare organization wanting to increase excellence in patient care, or a for-profit business competing in the marketplace, participating in your state or local Baldrige-based award program will ensure that your puzzle is not only complete, but also built to meet the challenge of being excellent.
And until we find something different or better, then we're going to stay with the Baldrige criteria.
It makes sense to start at the state level.
The state Baldrige process, the Florida Sterling Council, has been our guiding light.